Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're all having a magical day. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. Breaking down Magic the Gathering Arena announcements for today, March 30th, 2022, and discussing Streets of Capenna spoilers. Ayo, some new cards to take a look at as well. Make sure to like the video, show your support, subscribe to the channel, maybe even leave a comment down below. You can also become a YouTube member for access to exclusive content on the weekly. Let's get into the news. The news. What is the news? Maybe we shall call it an announcement instead. 20 packs, Alchemy bundle in play, and this is really exciting. So, if you haven't already purchased the current Alchemy bundle, do so, because this newest bundle will replace that one. So, definitely give Wizards money so you can in the future continue to do that and give them more. That would just be fantastic of you if you don't mind. Mythic boosters will arrive this week as well. Now, I do have a few questions about this. So, first and foremost, I really like this. I think it's a fantastic addition to the game for someone who likes to complete their collections. 10 Mythic boosters for 2,600 gems. You'll get the equivalent to complete your average Mythic set. Each set has a different amount of Mythics, right? But whether it be 15 to around 21 different Mythics, and of course 4 copies of each. So roughly about 20,000 gems to complete your Mythic pool this way, and 100,000 gold if you are going to be spending the 1,300 gold per Mythic booster pack. Of course, this is an estimation and can be reduced as you utilize the original packs first and foremost to gain the rares, and then you could potentially, while doing this, get some of those Mythics at a 300 gold discount, basically, which is great, and then just finish off your collection with these new Mythic booster packs, which is super exciting. These packs coming out this week, I have the question, are these packs being released after the regular cards or packs in the game, or will they in the future be released at the same time, right? So that's kind of what I'm interested in. Again, it's not too big of a deal, but again, it does matter. So overall, really happy with the Mythic booster packs. A great way to complete your collection without just throwing 1,000 gold into 20 gems over and over and over again, because that does really take out any point in doing it, because the chances of getting that Mythic are so low. But now we don't have to worry about it. Just pay a little extra gold, and it is well worth it, in my opinion. On April 7th, we get a Alchemy balance, and we were breaking down these earlier on our Twitch stream, which, every couple days. I don't really have a schedule, but you can follow us on Twitch if you're interested in the live conversation. Some really nice changes for elves, primarily, that we're going to break down here in a second, but Warriors also getting some love as well there. And then the Arena Open returns the April 16th to 17th. Get a wicked awesome sleeve for as little as 25,000 gold coins, and of course, you can win some gems. You can actually win some money, up to $2,500 USD. That's a lot of loonies, baby. Those are toonies at this point. We have a cube draft as well, which is always a lot of fun. Not a great way to grow your collection at all, because you don't get any cards, but it is just so much fun. And then the full event schedule: midweek Magic, which will be obviously Wednesday, I believe, and then we got some quick drafts. The Arena Opened, which is fun, and then the Sealed in May. Say what? And we're going to talk more about New Capenna here as well in a little bit. And then some drafts, right? That's fine. The mixer drafts are really cool, or this mixer Sealed, combining, Guilds of Ravnica and Ravnica Allegiance. I forget the name of it, but, multiple sets in one event is always, a ton of fun, right? And then we have the Sealed coming out on April 28th, which I believe is the release date of Streets of New Capenna to Arena. It will be a week earlier on paper for the pre-release events at your local game store, which sadly I don't have. More on this as we wrap up. And then the ranked season, you'll get your rewards. You'll get your Hot Shot Mechanic and Mind Link Mech card style, which is actually fairly cool. That's quite nice. And then our next will be the Secluded Courtyard and Thundering Reiju. Ooh, that Thundering Reiju is worth getting. I really enjoy that. And you get some packs as well, but that's just for ranking. But now let's talk about the Alchemy rebalance. And then we'll talk about the spoilers, and then we'll just wrap up with my general thoughts on, just where we're at right now. The Alchemy rebalance will become live on April 7th. That is next week. It is the 30th. The end of the season is right around the corner, and it might have already happened today. Maybe I missed it. I don't know. I hope it's tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. But Warriors are going to get a buff. The Arms Scavenger, the Armory Veteran, the Dwarf Hold Champion, Brunar Battlehammer, which is actually one of the most interesting changes. Talking a little bit more about these in a second. The Expedition Supplier, Goma Fada Vanguard, the Kargan Intimidator. I think this is a fantastic change as well. The Kargan War Leader is decent. And then Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients, getting a nice buff here, as well as Plate Armor. So look at all of the different warrior cards that are being buffed here. Again, warriors are not typically the most aggressive archetype, and this comes down to the fact that they rely on equipment. Equipment is much like enchantments, whereas it will provide an additional contact point for your opponent at instant speed to just remove and gain value, right? Obviously, your equipments do need creatures most of the time, and it makes it very easy for specific, maybe more tailored decks to a meta overall to deal with, which, again, I do not think equipment is ever that competitive, but it is certainly a nice way to play the game, and I do know that there is the beginner or the new player experience equipment deck available in Alchemy, so this is a very nice buff to that archetype for those of you who've decided to make that your first experience. Anywho, the veteran gains ward, pay 2 life, so it's harder to target. The champion gains ward 1. Battlehammer now works with the keyword reconfigure, which is fantastic. So reconfigure for free. That is so good, right? We really like the Battlehammer, as reconfigure is a major mechanic within the newest Kamigawa set. The supplier now triggers off humans and warriors, so a little bit more value here. Goma counts warriors and equipment, so again, basically doubling the value. Kargan Intimidator, I actually like this because it is a buff that will work in many decks, not just the warrior deck. Combining the +1/+1 and trample abilities into one, so it went from having 3 abilities that you could pay 1 for each of to just 2, so less mana required to gain access to all of the abilities, which is really, really nice. The War Leader, giving it gains ward 1 to itself and then ward 1 for other warriors as well, which can stack up with the other wards, which is quite nice. Nahiri, -2 grabs a warrior and equipment, which is fantastic. Again, basically doubling the value, as does the -3, which is really nice. So looking at the top 6, revealing a warrior and equipment now from among them, putting them into your hand. So potentially just draw 2, and that's fantastic. And then -3, dealing damage equal to to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of warriors and equipments you control. So again, really increasing the value of Nahiri, trying to fly through this as quick as we can. The plate armor, it's just getting a cost reduction, right? So we hope to see that played more. And then elves, holy Toledos! Elves are getting a major boost, and you will see these played competitively, I'm pretty sure. Tyvar Kel, which is the planeswalker, starting loyalty now 4 up from 3. It will put 2 +1/+1 counters on some elves that we control. Used to just be 1 counter, now it's 2. The -6 becomes a -7, right? So that final ability is a little bit more expensive, but now this +1 ability is much more favorable to be using rather than just creating that token for 0. Herald unites the elves. Chapter 1 mills 5 cards. This used to only do 3, so the consistency or the chance that it will hit a card will be increased now, and it will whiff less often, right? Elderfang Ritualist, cost reduction, and can return Tyvar Kel from your graveyard to the hand, which is really good. So just super increased value there, and with the cost reduction as well, so it's just nice to see. Scamfire Avenger, we like this, removing non-token, so whenever an elf or berserker you control dies, you draw a card and lose 1 life. The non-token thing, because you make a lot of elf tokens within the deck, and the fact that now you can basically lose life and draw is fantastic. So if you have something that gains life when a creature enters play, like the Innkeeper, for example. And then tokens are dying. Oh man, this is just so freaking good. The Skemfar Avenger is worth playing now. Again, not only in the Elf deck, potentially in a Berserker deck as well. I know we don't have a lot of Berserkers, but hopefully we get more in the future. The Canopy Technician, grabs an extra toughness, which is pretty decent, can survive a few things. The King of Skemfar now looks at the top 7 from 5, much like the Herald, digging deeper into our library, making it more consistent to get something that you want. The Return Upon Tide, 3 elves up from 2, the 1/1s. Oh my lord, this is a massive buff to this card, and making 3 tokens and bringing a creature back from the grave, that's probably going to be a problem. Thornmantle Striker, cost reduction. Elderleaf Mentor, cost reduction, and it also lost 1 power. It's a 2/2 now, down from a 3/2. But again, some things might have been just too powerful at 3 mana. The Elven Bow, paying 1 instead of 2, so cost reduction here through the equip. Skemfar Elder Hall ability has been reduced by 1 from 5 down to 4, which makes it a little bit nicer, right? And then the Death's Whisperer, her cost has gone down from 4 to 3 as well, and is now also receiving an additional toughness to 1/4 or 1 power 4 toughness from the 3 toughness that we were previously accustomed to. Individual cards that don't fit an archetype as a whole. The Symmetry Sage, which is a Magecraft, 0/3 instead of 0/2. A stronger defender is always nice. Spell Satchel. The second ability costs 2 to activate, down from 3, and requires removing 2 counters from 3 as well. So just hoping that it, I guess, sees more play. I don't really see this breaking anything. Or Base Camp. The party-based land now coming in untapped from tapped. I honestly don't see that changing much. But it's good to see that they are showing some other cards love. But definitely not the love that Elves got, nor the love that Warriors received through this rebalancing. It's really, really nice to see them helping buff up some of the older cards. Will we see any other changes, or is this the only changes that we're getting to Alchemy? Because they've not adjusted a single new card. These are all quote-unquote what I would call old changes coming out of the pipeline. Just curious that they've not touched on anything else, right? There's no new cards being balanced. It's just old cards, kind of being buffed up. So that's a weird stance to take, as I do think there are some suspect things currently in Alchemy. Do I have to say it out loud? I say it every video. Righteous Valkyrie. How has that not been changed to a legendary or increased? I don't know. Just Righteous Valkyrie, Righteous Valkyrie, Righteous Valkyrie. It's totally fine, fair, and playable. And now that we've looked at the rebalancing, we can actually look at the spoilers here, which is super exciting. So let me zoom in if I can. 200%. Let's go. And oh no, we need that back. We need that back. That's the wrong window. Anywho, grabbing our bearings here. Well, I should say grabbing our charms. Unfortunately, they aren't lucky yet, but we'll get there. Naya, and I do love the logo on this. Whether we're going to be calling this Naya or the potential new name for it, Cabaretti, I believe that's pronounced. The color combination of red, green, and white. Previously, all known to us as Naya, but we'll see where this goes. It could be Cabaretti, and I believe that's what it's going to be. Instant speed, choose 1. Cabaretti charm deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to target creature or planeswalker. This is fantastic. It's similar to the white module lands that comes in tapped or does that exact same effect, which is fantastic. So it's a form of removal at instant speed for 3. A little expensive, but sure, it's cool. It's cool. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until the end of turn. At instant speed, this is fantastic because our opponents will declare blockers. They think that these chump blocks will keep them alive. Boom. +1/+1 and trample. Now we've just hit for lethal because they've misblocked, because this is cast at instant speed after blockers have already been declared. or create 2 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens, probably at your opponent's end step before your upkeep, as they'll drop Summoning Sickness immediately. Cabaret Charm, I don't mind it. I think this is fantastic. It's an uncommon, as all of these charms that we'll talk about today are, which is really nice to see. High value versatility, or versatile versatility. Anyways, it's great. Obscuria Charm. This is within, the Esper colors, as it was typically known in the past. For 3 mana, white, blue, and black. Also instant speed, choosing 1 from 3 as well at uncommon, as they all are. Return target multicolor permanent card with value 3 or less. It's been a long day. From your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So in standard, Kato would be fantastic. That comes to mind. Linvana also comes to mind within the color base as well as a high value card. However, where this really shines is you can counter target instant or sorcery spell, or destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. So what an absolute fantastic control card. And I don't mind this in standard. Where it gets really wacky is in historic. Whoa. Luris. There's so many multicolored 3-drops in historic that this would benefit. Not only within control decks, but also within some of those tempo builds as well. And then finally, and surely not least, Maestro's Charm for 3 within what I would call Grixis colors, or blue, black, and red. Again, instant speed, choose 1 of 3. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Each opponent loses 3 life, and you gain 3 life. Maelstrom's Charm deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So it's a draw spell. It's damage and life gain, or it's removal, which is very nice. We do not mind this at all. And again, very good value for 3 mana. The fact that it's instant speed makes it ultra playable on all 3 of these charms, unfortunately. That's all we have for you from New Capenna, but stay tuned to the channel as more of these spoilers are released, and really looking forward to seeing what other things we're going to get, because the charms is definitely, a theme. Will there be more charms? I don't know. Super interested. And again, these spoilers will come out 1 week, I believe, prior to the 21st, so spoiler starting in 2 weeks from today. If you're interested in that, as far as I know, I believe there is a stream tomorrow talking about competitive Magic as well, that we'll quickly cover. But yeah, just getting back into the groove of things. I'm going to be honest, the economy stream sent me spiraling. I was pretty triggered, but we did manage to calm down, right? We've done some meditations, and we're happy with where we're at, and really looking forward to the future of Magic in general, whether it be on Arena or elsewhere. But again, just having fun day to day. Absolutely loving the fact that you guys enjoy the content. It really does mean the world to me. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a YouTube member today for access to exclusive content. I think we're playing Kirby. The new Kirby game came out. We've got it up and running on the computer, so I can record some gameplay for you, and that will be exclusive to the YouTube members if you're interested. Cheers, have a magical day, and we'll see you soon in the next.